Wagwan, my loves, it's Knowledge Butterfly. As always, sending you guys out peace, blessings, love, and abundance on this Sunday. I uploaded my video that I did last night about my trip, my mushroom trip. So make sure you guys check that out. It is a lengthy video, and I knew it would be, but it's definitely worth sticking to it, sticking with the video and watching it because you know, YouTube tells you how long people actually watch your video, like the average duration. And seeing that people are only watching like maybe 6 minutes of a video, and the video could be 20 minutes long, you never know what part of that video has a message for you. So it's always best practice to stick with something and to have patience. And it's like, it reminds me of the temperance card, learning patience. You know what I'm saying? When I was with my sister yesterday, we just heard multiple people blowing their horns, having no patience. The light had just turned green, and here go people, bum, bum, bum. You know, give the universe the opportunity and the time to drop this knowledge or information or whatever that is supposed to be implanting that seed, and you give it time, you know. And if you don't give things time, you're gonna miss out on your quote unquote blessings, you know what I'm saying? So that, I mean, it's not for everybody, because to be honest, if you tune out after like 5-6 minutes, that means that it wasn't for you in the first place, because maybe it's something you're not ready for. But for those who are ready, make sure that you are practicing patience, because patience is definitely a virtue. And when you learn how to conquer and master that, then you are gifted with so many beautiful things in your life. So I just wanted to say that first and foremost on this Sunday. All right. Now, in that video, I did a short reading at the end. I got rushed through the reading because part of me really wasn't feeling like doing the reading, so maybe I shouldn't have done it, but it is what it is. So I am going to go ahead and do the complete reading for those 3 cards, the tarot cards. I'm going to give you the complete reading of those cards, because it's very, very important when I do a reading that I definitely explain that card or explain the energy of that card to the fullest. So I wanted to make sure that I did that. And then also I wanted to touch on Kundalini and raising your Kundalini, and why timing is very important with that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Like I said, I pulled 3 cards like I always do, the past, present, and the future card. Hold on a second, I'm going to turn on the fan. All right. I'm back. So you might hear the fan in the background. I'm pretty sure you know that you still can hear me clearly, and that's really all that matters. So let's go ahead and jump into this reading. So the cards I pulled, the past, present, and future, all the cards are number 3. So I got the 333, which is the number 9. And we know the number 9 has to do with completion and fulfillment, wrapping up things, the end of a cycle, so that you can start a new beginning. The number 9 is a very powerful number that also has to do with the universe, because if you take any number and you subtract it by itself, it goes back to the number 9. So let's say that I do the number 321, and I minus the number 123, it would give me the number 9. Actually, I'm going to calculate it for you right now. I'm going to go into my handy dandy calculator on my computer. That's why I love utilizing my computer love. So 321 minus 123, it gives you the number 198, right? 198. And if I add 19 plus 8, I get 27. If I add 2 plus 7, I get what? 9. The number always goes back to 9. And 9 has to do with, a lot of people call it the number of divinity. All right? 9 is the number of how many months a woman carries a baby as well. So it does always go back to being the number of divinity and the number of the universe. If you add, we know that there are only truly 9 numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then of course the number 9. All right, so If you add 1 plus 8, what do you get? You get 9. 9 is the number. It's the number that it kind of holds all the other numbers. All the other numbers are expressions of the number 9. All right. So let's get into the reading. So the first one I pulled was the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles. When you look at this card, the first thing you might notice that draws your attention is the archway. And in this archway, you see 3 pentacles. All right. And the pentacles look like the tree of life. At the top of the tree of life, we know that there is Kether, there is Chakma, and there is Bina. And Kether is the crown. Kether is like your crown chakra. Chakma is called the Sephra of wisdom, and Bina is the understanding. So it is really cultivating your knowledge and your wisdom into understanding. So this is literally what we are working on here. We're cultivating our Godhead to a higher vibration. We're building something, and because it's a pentacle, that means that we're doing this on the earth as well. So as above, so below. So we're doing this. We're doing the spiritual work and building ourselves up so that we are a complete being. We are connected to our Godhead, and we are working in our Holy Trinity and becoming one. You can see that there are 3 people here. You have the apprentice who has on the blue and the orange. This is the apprentice, and this is the one that's doing the physical work. All right. They're actually building this cathedral or holy temple, and it's that you can look at it like us building our own holy temple. This body is a temple for our God, for our divine spark. So this is us as an apprentice building up our holy temple, building up our physical holy temples as well, like building up wherever we're going to reside, so our homes, our houses, or whatever you want to call it. And then you have the 2 people here. You have a figure that has on the orange, and the orange is like representative as well of your sacral chakra. And I've talked about the sacral chakra a lot. That's where your creative energy is. So this person is holding the blueprints and the blueprint and the plan or the design for this temple or cathedral. So this right here is that creative energy. This is your creative energy that's giving you the blueprint and the design. This is also can be representative of your chi and your life force energy. All right. And then we have the person standing next to them that looks like, you see that how they have that right now it's not coming to mind what it's called, but the Jewish people wear it, and on the top of the crown of your head, and it really symbolizes your crown chakra, your crown, your Godhead. And that's what this person symbolizes. They symbolize like your crown chakra. They symbolize, this is kind of like your third eye, your sacral chakra, and your crown chakra. It's literally like the moon is the sacral, the crown is the father. And you really can look at the third eye as being, it's the eye of God, but you can kind of look at it as like the sun, because it's the seat of the soul. And those 3 energies working together in order to build up your temple, and also working together to create that oneness, all right, that wholeness. So this is the type of energy that we are coming out of. This is the type of energy that we have cultivated, and which is now activated within us, all right. So that's what that 3 of Pentacles is giving us. So now we're currently in the Empress energy, and the Empress is a very powerful card. This card actually is Rihanna's card, the singer. And this is, again, a number 3 card. And when we look at the Empress card, the first thing you might notice is the sky is yellow. All right. So that speaks to your solar plexus, your willpower, getting things done. And it also speaks to your soul being illuminated, your soul shining, so other people can see your light. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very, very present. And right now, a lot of us, our lights are shining, and you can see it. You can feel it. When people come in contact with you, it might be 500 other people in a room, but people are gravitating towards you and they want to ask you questions. Yesterday, people would be talking to me and I didn't even realize they were talking to me, but my sister would notice it because I really was like kind of just really riding this high wave because of my mushroom trip and opening up my crown chakra and open it up to a whole nother level. So it literally was like losing your spiritual virginity and becoming one with the cosmic mother, you know what I'm saying? And that's what this Empress energy represents to me. That's what I feel. She's wearing, before I get into her crown, also in the background, you notice these green trees. In my journey and in my trip, the trees were a very pivotal point and a very pivotal moment in my journey because I was seeing a lot of faces, a lot of my own faces emerging in those trees. And the trees also represent fertility and abundance. So she has a lot of abundance. She's very, very fertile. And the abundance, because these are trees, they also represent the abundance here on earth. If you notice, there is one tree that looks different than all the other trees, and it almost looks like the light is shining on the trees. It reminds me of that the artist, and I know his name is Bob Ross. Bob Ross used to paint these pictures. He loved painting trees, right? If anybody knows about Bob Ross, he'd be like the pretty little trees. And he would paint some trees that would have no light shining on it. And he would paint other trees so that it is light shining on it. You know what I'm saying? It's more illuminated. And this one tree that looks different than all the other trees, it appears to be more illuminated. And this to me looks like your pineal gland. So this is saying pineal gland being illuminated, meaning that it's activated. Your God's eye is activated. So that's what the Empress represents in this card. She is totally activated, all right? Her third eye, her crown. Now, looking at her crown that she is wearing a crown of 12 stars. We know the number 12 is very, very pivotal, and 1 + 2 = 3. So it still goes back to the Trinity. And that's what the 12 zodiac signs always go back. They go back to the number 3. Which is representative of the Father, the Mother, and the Son, and it's also representative of the 3 mothers, which is the crone, the maiden, and why does this one always the crone, the maiden, and something else? I'm gonna Google it, and I don't hear. It's always something. I know it, and then when I see it, because they also call it the 3 witches or the 3 goddesses. Maybe it's the mother, the crone, the maiden, and the mother. It is. It's the crone, the maiden, and the mother. And what that is representative of is the different phases of the female, of the feminine energy. And so this is also, she's also representative of embodying all 3 of those aspects. She is the mother, she is the maiden, and she is the crone. And the maiden is actually the first level of the divine feminine energy. It is the youthfulness of the divine feminine energy. It is the individual. It is the goddess energy, because it's called the triple goddess. It is the energy of vitality. It is the energy of your new beginnings. It's the energy of you. It reminds me of your teenage years. It reminds me of you when the female comes into her quinceañera, and that number 15, and you tapping into or just being initiated into your divine femininity. All right. And then the mother is when you take responsibility for others. That's when you're the nurturer. That's when you are the giver of life, and you're bringing life into this world. And then the crone is representative of that wisdom. That's when you develop the crown of wisdom, and you've come into your spiritual wisdom. You're totally tapped into your intuition and your divinity. And also the crone is when you have had the full cycle, the maiden, the mother, and the crone. You had the full cycle of all 3 of the triple goddess energy. All right, so you're the full essence of all 3. So that's also what I get from the Empress card. And like I said, the number 12 is tied to the 12 disciples or the 12 zodiac signs, the 12 disciplines. So she has now disciplined, and that scepter is saying, I have power over these 12 disciplines, these 12 disciples. So I am the, and it's gold, honey. So, and that also goes back to her halo on her crown, and she's illuminated. You can actually see a little gold and a little yellow in her crown too, so she's totally illuminated. But I am the master, and she has it in her right hand. You'll notice that a lot of times in these cards, they'll be holding the staff, the wand, the sword, anything, the scepter with the right hand. Remember, the right side, the right hand has to do with your masculine energy, and your masculine energy is the active energy. That's the energy you use when you are being more authoritative, and you are being more of your aggressive side, and you are being more of a conqueror, and you're doing a lot of the physical work. So she's saying that she has done all of that. She is the conqueror, she is the master, she is the manifester, you know what I'm saying? And she looks very, very regal at the same time. So even though she has that masculine, and she has a balance of her masculine side and her feminine masculine energies, she's still showing you that she is the mother. She has a pearl necklace, and that's the pearls of wisdom. So she's telling you she's the mother. She has the mother of pearl. Mother of pearl is that the pearls of wisdom. So she is full of wisdom as well. And then her garment that she has on, it drapes around her body. It almost looks fluid. It almost looks like water. All right. So she's in tune with her intuition and her water. And then she has flowers or fruit. It looks like flowers, but you know, it still looks like fruit and flowers. And so she bears a lot of fruit. She bears a lot of abundance. All right. She's very, very fertile. And you'll notice that she has the red, that is red and green, the fruit and the flower. We know that the red speaks to physical manifestation, so she's able to make things happen physically. But green also ties into the goddess energy and the planet Venus. So she's also full of unconditional love. She's fruitful in unconditional love. She bears unconditional love. All right. And then the pillow behind her is like an orangey color. So that's tied into the waters in the sacral chakra as well. She is also very creative. All right. And then look, the pillow looks very soft. It looks very comfortable. So she's very comfortable. She is comfortable in who she is, where she is in her station in life. All right. And then she has another pillow that's right behind it underneath her back, and it's red. So again, that also always to me ties to the bottom of your spine and where your kundalini energy is. And this looks like, because you see on that orange pillow there is like this black line, and it looks like rising. So it's like her kundalini has risen up to the top, and again, that goes back to that crown and being fully illuminated. All right. And it almost gives you a snake-like pattern, a certain, you know. The other thing that I see, again, she does have red, and the red is at the bottom, which also ties into where your root chakra lies. It is the last chakra. It's the foundational chakra. So her foundation is very, very secure, honey. Very, very secure. And she has on red shoes too. Very, very secure. She's standing and she's grounded, and she's very, very secure. So she's not floating too far into the heavens, and she's not too far into the bottom. She's very balanced. She's the center, actually, of both. All right. And then sitting on her right side is a heart. Again, that's that unconditional love. And inside of that heart, the center of that is Venus. And in the circle is the color green, again, representative of Venus. And then the cross underneath. So the circle at the top represents the Godhead, and the cross at the bottom represents humanity, being a human in the four elements. And she is the master of her humanity. Therefore, she is resonated and vibrating in her God frequency. All right. Also, one thing I just noticed, there is a stream running through these trees. If you can see it, hopefully it's not too blurry. But right here on her left side, there's water, and it's like a waterfall coming down. So that she has a constant flow of abundance. She has a constant flow of abundance. Her well never runs dry. All right. This is the card I pulled. Look at all this power in this card. All right. And the last thing I will point out is the growth here. This is almost like bay or what is it called? Barley is the word I'm looking for. Like barley, something growing. This is her bearing, harvesting. This is a harvest. So she is always receiving a harvest. She is constantly reaping benefits, reaping all kind of physical manifestations, because this is your physical manifestation. She's always reaping what she's sown. So she constantly has a harvest coming in. All right, that's the Empress. All right, in a nutshell. And like I said, I knew these readings were going to be lengthy, because when I woke up, before I went to sleep last night, I was like, I need to go ahead and expand on that. But I just was tired, because after that mushroom trip, I wasn't ready to really give you guys the full reading. All right, but now I am. Okay, and then the last card I pulled, this is also Rihanna's card. Remember I said your birth cards, some people only have one card, some people have 2 birth cards, and some people have 3. Like Drake, he only has one card, and that is the Emperor card. And that's because he has the Master Builder number 22. And there is no, even though there are 22 major arcana cards, the Fool is a 0 card. So that makes this card the 21st card, which it could also be the 22nd card if you count the Fool as the number 1 card. But we're going to call it the 21st card, the number 3, that Trinity. And I'm going to get into this card right now. Like I said, this is Rihanna's first card, the number 21, the World. And the World card is the Saturn card, all right? So let's jump into it. The first thing you'll notice is there is a floating, it looks like an angel. She is totally naked. Now, I will share this with you guys because I ain't never scared, and it's nothing to be embarrassed with, like just speaking your truth. When I was having my mushroom trip, I'm so happy that I did it by myself. When I first started off, I had on one of my little bandeau tops, and I had on my pajama shorts, and of course some underwear. So as I got more and more into my trip, I started to strip off. It was like Erykah Badu's video Bag Lady. Y'all know when she just kept taking off clothing. It was literally shedding layers of who you thought you were. All of the lies your ego had told you about yourself or who you thought you were. So I started shedding it. So first, I think I took off my shorts. So I just had on my bandeau top and my underwear. And so I was laying there and I was going through the tripping. And then I would go to fall asleep and I would wake back up, and then something else would come up. And I would fall asleep and I would wake back up. So then I think I took off my underwear next. So I just had a top on. And then the last thing I stripped was the bandeau top. So this is really what I was becoming. This right here, stripped of all of who I thought I was and just bearing down to my skin. You know what I'm saying? Because your skin is clothing. This is really your first level of clothing because it's covering your bones. Your skin represents your divine feminine energy. All right, that's another thing that I learned during my trip, because it's soft. The feminine energy is the soft side. The masculine energy is the hard side, and you are supposed to become the middle of that. Not too soft, not too hard. And that doesn't mean that you are 50% divine feminine and 50% divine masculine. You might be carrying a 70% of divine feminine and only a 30% of the divine masculine, but it is your center. It is your balance. Remember, it's the Mayat balancing yourself, and it's your heart weighing lighter than a feather. All right, not holding on to this shit, not holding on to old stagnant emotions, not holding on to things that you thought you did wrong, because you are being Anubis. You're being the judge of yourself. All right, you're being Tahuti. You're writing down all the things that you recorded about yourself, all of those things that you thought were wrong, that you thought were negative, you thought that you put out into this world, and you were a bad person because they told you that there was a such thing as good and bad. So you thought you had all these bad deeds, and you thought you were destined for hell because of Christianity if you were in Christianity. You're shedding all of those things. You're letting go. That was like me really taking off the clothing. That was symbolic of me letting go of all those things that I had been holding on to. And my energy of Tahuti, all those things that I had wrote down like was a negative thing, I was letting go of those things so that my heart could weigh lighter than a feather, okay? Because my soul is faultless. My soul is divine. My soul is the forever infinite being. Therefore, my soul is never guilty. My soul was asleep here. And so how could my soul be held accountable for something that the beast was doing? Which was your lower self, which was what people like to call the devil or the 666. The whole reason why you have to deal with your Saturn is because it has been villainized. It's the side of yourself, it's the set energy, is that energy that you have to fuse with your Haru energy, your Horus energy, and you cannot fuse it together if you're still what people like to call demonizing it, if you're looking at it as a demon instead of it being your genius, because it is the only, if you would not be able to ascend to a higher level if you didn't have Saturn, if you didn't have Saturn to teach you what humanity is about, why humanity is flawed, and that still have compassion for the humanity in you, therefore have the compassion for the humanity in everybody else, because they are not where you are right now. And when I allow Saturn to teach me and I truly learn those lessons of it, meaning that I have understanding of why I did the things I did, I ain't know no better. You know what I'm saying? And I was trained and programmed with certain information, and that information, I took that as a truth. And it's not to fault anybody, it's not to fault any of the people that that raised me, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So I can only actually thank them, because they played the roles that I needed for them to play. I chose them. I chose right. You really can be like, I chose correctly. I chose the right mother. I chose the right father. I chose to incarnate in the right family, because this family is what helped me go through those challenges and be an overcomer. So this card represents being an overcomer. The reason why this is Saturn, and the reason why this is the very last card, is because Saturn allows you to start a new beginning. Saturn allows you to start a new beginning. If you don't get the lesson, you're going to repeat it. So either way, you're going to go back to a beginning, but it's going to be either the beginning of the repeating that cycle. You got to start back over with that same cycle, or you're starting a whole new level. You graduated like school, and you've elevated to a whole nother. I'm on a new level. Dun, dun. I'm on a new level. What? So you graduated to a whole nother level. And if you look at her, she looks like she's at peace. Her face is totally at peace. She ain't got no worries. I ain't got no worries. I ain't got no worries. She has absolutely no worries, honey. She has a purple cloth that looks like the Kundalini energy. It looks like the serpent energy. And purple is the color of royalty, because it's the color of your motherfucking crown chakra. And your crown is what represents your divinity. All right, your crown is what makes you royal. And until you have illuminated your crown, I talked about your crown. I talked about it to you guys, but I may not have. I talked about it with my higher self. Your crown chakra is physically represented by this, your hair. Okay, that's why I had started calling, when I awakened, I had started calling your hair your crown. I didn't know how much truth that was until I really knew that was truth for real. This is the physical representation of your crown chakra, this hair. So that's why processing it is denying your true state of divinity. And it's fine, like if you still relaxing your hair or still straightening your hair, is your prerogative. But I'm telling you, the way that it grows out of your hair is that true divinity. That is what's representative of your crown chakra, because this is the authenticity of it. This is how it grows out my head. So this is the authenticity of my motherfucking crown chakra. This is the true example and a true symbol of my purple crown chakra. All right. Okay, this is actually representative of it when it's illuminated. So her with this purple cloth draping her body in all of the right places, all right, is literally in all of the right places, from her feet, all right, the soles of her feet, the soul being the operative word of her feet, going from behind her, the spine where the Kundalini energy lies, for most of us, and then going up through the sacral chakra, and then coming around the back of the neck where that 32nd, the top of your spine, where the 32nd spine lies, all right? And also in the back where the mouth of God, your cerebellum chakra represents the mouth of God, and then it's coming out, it looks like a snake, doesn't it? Your kundalini energy, she's raised her kundalini energy, she's good, all right? This is representative of the type of energy that we're coming into, because we have done the work with our pentacles, all right? We're residing in this Empress energy. We are now the Empress, all right? So now guess what? We passed the Saturn test. So we gained the world without losing our soul. Our soul is sitting in the center of this circle. This circle is representative of the 12 zodiac signs. And I'm going this way purposely. I started doing this and I realized how perfect it is. Because this is like where Aries, this is your natal chart. This is Aries. This is where you ascend or you descend, however you want to look at it, into this physical realm. All right. It's like when you see the rainbow in the sky. The rainbow is inverted. It's the opposite way. It has the root chakra, the red at the top, and then the purple at the bottom. If you've ever been blessed enough to see a double rainbow, you'll notice that the reflective rainbow is the opposite side. So the purple line is at the top. That represents illumination. And over a year ago was the first time I had ever seen double rainbows. That was representative of where I was to come right now. I was already getting signs from the universe, my higher self, that's where I was headed. All right. So that's what that represents. Aries to Pisces, a full circle and cycle. This is completion of that cycle. I completed a cycle. All right. You'll notice that at these 2 points, which are representatives, it reminds me of the IC and the MC. The IC is where your 4th house starts, and the MC is where your 10th house starts. There are exactly 6 houses apart from one another. All right. The IC, or where the 4th house, which is the house of the mother, which is Cancer. The MC, which is where the 10th house begins, which is the house of you could say the father, but it's the house of Capricorn. Okay. So this is Cancer and Capricorn. Cancer and Capricorn are where the nodes are right now, y'all. So this is the perfect card for that. All right. So it has an X. X marks the spot. So the house of the mother, you've gotten your foundation together. Therefore, you are you have your 10th house together, which is the house of career and ambition. So the house of career and ambition is popping right now because you got your 4th house together, your foundation. Okay. Now, you'll notice that this is the color green. The green always represents your heart chakra, and that is the center of everything. She is the center of that heart chakra, and she is dancing, and she is happy in it. She got the 2 ones on the side representing the yin and the yang, the masculine, the feminine and the masculine energy, and they almost look like flames. All right. This is like the as above, so below. This is like her hands are in the center of both of it, so she's in the center of it. She's not too far in the future, not too far in the past. Shout out to universal frequencies. She's not too caught up in either side of it. She's perfect balance with her yin and yang. All right. Now around her is the sky. It looks like she's floating in the sky, but around her is the sky. All right, clouds, and also the 4 corners of the earth. The 4 corners of the earth. It is no coincidence that the 4 corners of the earth, she's conquered the 4 corners of the earth because she's in the center of that bitch. Then, okay, she's also the ringmaster. All right. Saturn is the Lord of the Rings. She's the ringmaster. All right. Now, the 4 corners of the earth is really the last thing that I'm going to expound on with this reading, is the fact that these are all fixed signs. These are all fixed signs, my loves. Fixed signs. So we know that there are 3 modalities. If we know anything about astrology, there is a cardinal modality, there is a fixed modality, and there is a mutable modality. Going back to the 3s, remember 333. Number 9, 333. So 3 modalities. There is no coincidence that it's not cardinal and it's not mutable. The reason why it's not cardinal is starting something new, and it represents having to start over. Okay? In Saturn, you having to start over. So if these were cardinals, you probably had to start over, start your lessons over. If it was mutable, you still had some things you needed to change. But if it's fixed, that means you got it. You are good where you are. All right? You are dwelling in the place of the Most High. You are dwelling in a place of stability. All right? Your finances are stable. Your foundation is stable. Your career is stable. You are stable. That's what these 4 corners represent. Not only do they represent the elements, earth, air, fire, and water, they also represent, so let me break it down. Earth is the Taurus. It's the bull. All right. This is Taurus, Earth. So you're stable on Earth. You're stable in your money. You're stable in a home. You're stable in your relationships. You're stable in your emotions. You're stable in every aspect of your life here on this earth. You're stable. You're good. Leo, the lion, another fixed sign. So you're basically residing in the positive side of the fixed signs, because everything has a positive and a negative. So in the Leo, that's a fire sign. So that means that you're stable in the things of your active energy, getting things done. You know when you're supposed to do things. You know when you're supposed to do some type of physical work. You know when you're supposed to do some type of spiritual work. However, you are grounded in those things. You are stable in those things. All right. You are the king of the jungle. You are the king of the shit here. You have mastered everything you need to master at this very moment. So you're good. That's why you're in a statement, a cycle of completion. You're in a cycle of fulfillment. All right. And I'm going from here to here. All right. This represents Scorpio. This is the phoenix, or this actually is the eagle in this picture. And we know the eagle flies very, very high. So you are able to look down on everything else with a bird's eye view, your God eye, and see everything for what it is. See your kingdom. All right. You're literally like how Mufasa had took Simba to the top, and everything that the light touches is yours. You see everything that the light touches, and you know that it belongs to you. It really does belong to you. You are the phoenix. You've risen from the ashes as well. But as the eagle, the bald eagle, that's why the United States of America utilizes the bald eagle. And also the constellation, it starts with an A. Let me look it up real quick. The eagle constellation. It might be Aurora, or not Aurora. Eagle constellation, because I don't want to have to come back. Aquila, Aquila, y'all. Aquila or Aquila, however you want to pronounce it, like Aquila and a B. But that is the eagle constellation. That is the constellation that represents Zeus and Jupiter and the thunderbolts. Okay. And that is why the bald eagle is the United States of America's symbol. All right. It actually goes back to ancient Egypt, and that's a whole nother story. But they utilize that constellation because that constellation is, I don't want to say it governs the United States of America or governs America, but it is tied into the being connected to this particular land. This land is not only, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? This land is not only connected to the 12 zodiac signs or the 12 constellations we know of. It's connected to a lot of other constellations, and you can do your research on it. But Aquila is one of those, is the main constellation that ties to not just Sirius, but ties to this particular land. And this is the eagle. And I think with the sign Scorpio, they have 7 symbols that are representative of it, and the lowest symbol is the Scorpio. The scorpion. All right, that's that jealousy, that's stinging people, that's that very emotional side to you. All right, that's the unpredictable side to you. The eagle is the highest form, or sometimes they call it, or the phoenix sometimes, because this literally is when you have become like the king of the gods. You are the king of the gods here. So you're the king of the lion king, and you're also the king of the gods, which is Jupiter or Zeus, but also it's tied to Scorpio. And then the last one, the water bearer, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius has mastered knowledge, because we know we're in the age of Aquarius, where all this new knowledge or old knowledge is coming back out into this new world. So you are the water bearer. You are pouring down knowledge and information to all other people, and they're soaking up that information. You're filling up other people's cups when you become Aquarius and the water bearer. All right, so this is your earth. You got your earth together. This is your spiritual, and the fire, the lion, you got your spirituality get together. This is your emotions, Scorpio. You're emotionally balanced, so you're fixed with that. And the water bearer and Aquarius, this is your mental. Your mental state is also balanced, and the knowledge comes from the mental state, and you're pouring that down to others. So, woo! This was a very lengthy reading. Like I said, I knew that I was going to take time with it. I knew it was meant to take time with it. I knew that I had rushed through it, but I wanted to give you my interpretation of it. This is absolutely my interpretation of all 3 of these cards, and just pulling from my inner knowing. So that's why it was very, very long. Sometimes I might look at other people's interpretations before I do my own cards and then pull my own from it. This one I decided to not even do that. I just decided to flow with however the universe saw fit, and however my higher self saw fit to do that. So I'm going to end the reading on that note. I know that the people that was meant to connect with, it is connecting with you. It's got you curious on the inside, and is making you look at yourself on a whole nother level. So I really appreciate you guys for watching this video, and for, just connecting with me through my spiritual journey, and helping me grow. I got an epiphany when I was going through my trip, that even the people that view your videos, they're giving you energy. They're giving you some type of energy and some type of love, because they're taking the time out to view your video. And I definitely want to send love to the people who watch my videos to the end, who don't look at it and be like, I can't watch something for 40 minutes, but you can sit there and watch bullshit. You'll watch a love and hip hop for 45 minutes. Because sometimes I would question, are my videos too long? Like, why are people not watching them to the end or whatever? And really, if you don't want to grow, if you don't want the knowledge and the information, if you don't want a seed that's being planted into your soul, because I'm planting into your soul, then by all means, cut it off. But for those who actually are looking to know their soul and to grow their soul, you're going to stick with the video to the end, no matter how long it is. Because if you think about the time, because this is you paying for that. You are literally, when you pay attention, you are paying for that shit. So you paying to feed your lower self when you watching bullshit on TV. You paying to feed your lower self when you spending time with somebody and giving all this time and energy to somebody who not feeding into you. You paying, even though the job is giving you money, you paying them niggas because you giving them your time and your energy, and they're not feeding into your soul. I'm food for your soul. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to say, guys. So I appreciate the ones who stick to the video, to the whole video, and you get the full manna, because I'm giving you food. You get the full serving of soul food. All right, my plate of soul food. I just offered. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? Because it's valuable. Like I said, I know my worth. I know my value. Anywho's, for those who are new to my channel and this is your first video watching, it would have been best for you to watch my video about my spiritual initiation first. Which is called my first mushroom trip, a spiritual initiation. You should have watched that first, but if you didn't, everything is divine, so go and watch that now. And I also appreciate the people who have subscribed to my channel, olds and new. I appreciate you guys for sticking with me, the ones who have been here and riding with me and going through their own journeys and growing with me, growing and glowing, as I love to say. And I appreciate the new ones who have been divinely led to me, and you are magnetically attracted to me, and I give thanks for you as well. You guys are all teaching me a lesson of gratitude and to be grateful for before it, because it's not about the quantity, it's about the motherfucking quality. All right, so the quality of people that you have that subscribe to you, who are here because they really want to grow in themselves, and they came here, they know their soul came here for a reason. Shout you, I big you up, my loves. And for those, like I said, who are first, this is your first video you checked into, if you are feeling this vibration and you want to continue to grow with me, go ahead and click on the button in my video to subscribe to my channel. For those who want to connect with me on a semi-daily basis, because I do post on my social media, mainly my Instagram, more than I do post videos. You can follow me on my Instagram page and my Facebook page for the Knowledge Butterfly channel, which is in the description box. And I have also added the link to my new business that I launched on July the 26th, the first day of the Lionsgate energy, the first date that the Lionsgate portal opened. I launched that business, Heal Soul, which stands for the Holistic Energy Alchemist, or Holistic Energy Alchemist Solutions. Soul being the operative word of solutions, is giving you a solution for your motherfucking soul, okay? And so I have the information for you to follow me on my Instagram page. And then I also have added the contact, the email contact for Heal Soul, if you want to get a free consultation and see what Heal Soul is all about. I talked about a little bit what it's about, but the main purpose of it is about balancing your 7 chakras, because until you balance your 7 chakras, you shouldn't be doing anything else, okay? Because all you're doing is you're learning new knowledge, but you're not cultivating it into wisdom and understanding. I realized and got an epiphany, you can't cultivate into wisdom and understanding until your chakras are balanced. You know what I'm saying? You're just really taking in this knowledge, but you're not making room for it to become a higher level of it, because it's filled with all this other kind of shit. You're still stuck in You're still stuck in your old Jupiter energy, and the negative inner Jupiter is thinking that your belief system, what you have, is correct. So you still have that same blueprint of Christianity or Islam, but you've added, but you changed it to different terminology, or you changed it to a different quote unquote spiritual divination, whether it be tarot cards, whether it be cardology, whether it be ancient Egypt culture, whether it be Hebrew, whatever the fuck, like you think you are a Hebrew Israelite, whatever it is, it's the same modality, like the same, like I said, blueprint, the same blueprint you're following, but you just are calling it something different. Instead of calling it Christianity or Islam, you calling it Hebrew Israelite, you calling it a Kemite. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. So until you've started to release that old shit out of your chakras and start to really allow the new stuff to penetrate your chakras in order to change it into your higher version of yourself, you're really not making a difference in your life. All right. So that's why Heal Soul is here for you. It's here for that. It's here for you to develop the 4 corners of the earth, your fire, your earth, your air, and your water. Which your fire is going to be your spiritual, your earth is going to be your physical, your air is going to be your mental, and then your emotional is going to be your water. So that's what I'm here for. All right. And then also, like I said in my last video, I'm also adding the numerology profiles in there, so I can help you get to a point of starting to work the steps of getting your soul, of working out your soul's purpose. Because I'm not about the earthly shit. I know the earthly shit will come when you get your chakras together and when you get your 4 elements together. All right, that make up this physical body. And on that note, I'm going to end this video. I appreciate you guys for staying tuned to this video. Like I said, I know the last 2 videos are very, very long. I'm not going to get into the Kundalini. I'll do a separate video talking about the Kundalini, because like I said, this video is already long enough, and so I'll just go ahead and make it stay. As they say in Jamaica, make it stay. I'll make it stay here at the 50-minute mark. So thank you guys so much for everything. Peace, my loves.